Imagine this. Midnight. The city blinks off like someone pulled the plug. No lights, no phones, and worst of all, no money. Every card, every app, every transaction, gone. Would you survive a single night if the digital world you depend on just died? Before we begin, hit subscribe, because what you're about to see isn't just a story. It's a warning. Her name is Mira, 32, a nurse who spends more hours under hospital lights than under the sun. She works long hours, carrying the pain of strangers, but deep down she has a quiet dream. One day, she will have her own little bakery. She imagines the smell of fresh bread wafting out into the street and her kids sitting in the shop window after school, waving at her between bites of warm pastries. But tonight isn't about dreams. Tonight, after a grueling double shift, Mira wants something simple, just a carton of milk for the morning and the comfort of a hot shower before bed. At the corner store, Mira sets the milk on the counter, her shoulders heavy from the day. She taps her card. The reader blinks once, quick, sharp, like a single heartbeat on a monitor. And then the light fades to black. Silence. The cashier presses a button, tries again, then looks up with a helpless shrug. It's not working. Mira forces a smile, her laugh thin and nervous, filling the quiet between them. Just a glitch, she mutters, more to herself than to him. But inside, something unsettles her, because in a city that runs only on digital, even a small glitch feels bigger than it should. But it's not just an error. Mira sees the streetlights outside flicker through the store window. They sputter like candles that are about to go out before fading into darkness. The city hum stops, and horns sound as cars get stuck and brake lights flash red in the dark. A wave of fear spreads. She pulls out her phone, hoping for clarity. Her banking app freezes on the loading screen, a spinning circle taunting her, then vanishes into nothing. She taps again at the card reader. Decline. The word stings sharper the second time. Behind her, a line has formed. Impatience thickens the air. Someone mutters under their breath. Another man breathes out loudly, the sound sharp and cutting, and rolls his eyes like her failure is a personal problem for him. Mira's throat feels tight. Strangers' stares make her cheeks burn and heat crawl up her neck. It's not just the milk anymore. It's about being small, exposed, and powerless. The kind of shame that makes you want to sink into the floor. Her phone dips to 12%, the red bar glaring at her like a countdown she can't stop. Panic nips at her chest as she dials Sam, her husband. The call doesn't even ring, just silence, then failure. She tries again. Nothing. She switches to the kids. Home, waiting. This time the call connects for a second, just long enough to hear the faint crackle of their voices and see the candlelight flicker on a frozen video frame, before the screen collapses into black. The weight of it presses harder. Not just the milk, not just tonight, but her family depending on her. She blinks at the phone as another message surfaces from the past, like a ghost she never asked to see. Suspicious activity detected. Account locked. Her stomach knots, cold and sharp, like a fist twisting inside her. For a moment she can't breathe. In a city where money lives only on a screen, what happens when the screen stops listening? Mira hurries across the street, shoes splashing in shallow puddles. Her chest aches from the run, but all she sees is the glow of an ATM. Still alive, still promising. A crowd has already formed, 20 people, maybe more, their faces ghostly in the blue light of their phones. Some whisper, some argue, and some just stare blankly, holding their cards like they are their only hope. Mira gets in line, and her heart beats in time with the machine. The ATM makes a whirring sound and sputters, and its motor grinds as if it is trying hard to deliver salvation. People lean forward and hold their breath. And then, nothing. The light clicks off. The sound dies. A hollow silence spreads, thick and heavy, broken only by someone's sob, someone else's curse. For Mira, it feels like hope itself has caved in. Not with a scream. With the quiet collapse of metal gone dead, the city feels wild by midnight. Grocery stores that used to be full of people and neon lights are now closed off, and hungry fists are banging on the steel shutters in anger. Drivers fight at dead ends on the streets, with horns blaring into the night and voices rising, raw and violent. Every intersection turns into a battlefield of metal and rage when there are no traffic lights. At the hospital, Myra's second home, the emergency generator coughs and groans, its weak pulse echoing down sterile hallways. Then a flicker, screens dimming, one of the ICU ventilators falls silent. The sharp alarm cuts through the ward, a sound no nurse ever wants to hear. Chaos surges. Nurses rush in, their hands shaking as they take over with manual pumps, and sweat drips down their temples. Each squeeze is desperate, their knuckles white, their arms burning, because in that moment, it isn't about policy or technology. It's all about willpower, about holding life in their hands and fighting against the dark. Mira runs home, out of breath and with wet hair. There are only a few candles in the apartment that keep the darkness at bay. Her daughter clings to her in the flickering light, whispering, "Mom, I'm scared." Mira holds her tight, forcing a smile she doesn't feel. Sam searches through drawers, old coats, anything. And then, he pulls out a crumpled $10 bill, forgotten in a jacket pocket. For a moment, the little family just stares at it, stunned. Paper. Real money. In a world gone silent, it suddenly feels like treasure. Fragile, rare, almost holy. What would you do if one powerless night turned survival into a currency you no longer had? Mira sinks to the floor, her back pressed against the cold wall. The candle beside her throws long, trembling shadows across the room. Her phone screen glows weakly, 1% left. She watches it like a lifeline fraying by the second. She knows the truth. Once it dies, she's cut off. No calls, no maps, no money, nothing. Her chest tightens. Every decision, milk for the kids, medicine for the patients she left behind, even the safety of her family, it all depends on a system that just stopped. A silence greater than words covers the room. Tears slide down her cheeks, quiet, almost invisible. For the first time, Mira feels unbearably small. Not a nurse, not a mother, not a fighter. Just, powerless. A human reduced to waiting in the dark, praying for the machines to wake up again. The city is releasing a breath by dawn. Softly, the streetlights hum as they flicker back to life. Store registers beep again, as if nothing had happened. Cards swipe, screens brighten, and banking apps refresh. And they applaud. With clapping, laughter, and even tears of joy, relief spreads like wildfire. For them, it's a victory. But Mira doesn't cheer. She just sits quietly by the window, her daughter asleep in her lap, and that wrinkled $10 bill clutched in her fist. To everyone else, the night was an inconvenience. To her, it was a revelation. Because what disappeared in the dark wasn't only electricity. It wasn't only money. It was something deeper, something far harder to replace. It was trust. Asterisk, progress without backup is a trap. One night without power, and money itself vanished. Remember this. A little cash in your pocket and a charged power bank in your bag. That isn't old-fashioned. That's survival. Because technology can fail. Systems can break. But when they do, what will you hold in your hand? Data, or something real? Tell me, if tonight the lights went out in your city, would you be ready? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because more stories like this are coming on Zelly Digital Dilemma.